What's going on, my fellow residents? It's me, TheFrozenCavern, and today we're going to continue through our journey of Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. In the last episode, we began our journey as Sora, and, well, I guess we arrived here. That's not exactly much, but whatever. In this episode, we're going to be going up the, well, mysterious tower. I don't think the thing, well, it still says Twilight Town whenever you're going in between rooms, but yeah, it hasn't said mysterious tower yet, but that's what this place is called. I don't think you ever actually... No, you don't return here later on, so... Yeah, it's not really too much of a spoiler. I'm just giving the name of the world, so it's not too bad. My goodness. Either they end up dying, or they just go into the ground. And it's not nice, because I just don't like whiffing my... Stop going into... Shadows, you guys are amazing. You know, just love fighting you. Just love having my attacks miss just because you guys have invincibility frames that I can't, you know, stop. But whatever. Like, I think Recode is kind of the only game where you can actually hit them while they're in the ground or something like that. I mean, you can give Recoded as much hate as you want, but give it credit. It still managed to make Shadows more bearable than any other Kingdom Hearts game. Like, no matter which one you play, if it's not recoded, they are terrible to fight against. But yeah, we still have to fight them as we're going up. Well, that was fast. I think it's working a lot better to have Donald on party attack, which has Donald fighting enemies that are not the ones you're targeting. So, and also that reaction command is really good for killing things, which is used in speedruns, so if I can try and get it. Come on. Okay, you didn't give me the reaction command. There we go. Ah, that only killed one. Alright, give me the... No. Oh, whatever, it's only one now. But yeah, 4 soldiers usually spawn here, and I think you only have to hit them once, and then you have a chance of getting the reaction command. I don't know the specific angles you need to get more than one, but... You can get 2 or even 3 if you're lucky enough.
We're on the job then.
So the worlds aren't at peace after all?
Yep, we are unfortunately not done yet, as was rather clearly shown off. One more wave of Heartless before we finally get to stop. Hey, we finally have, like, little prize things. These are, like, the first thing, well, first time we've even seen these. To be honest, I am kind of surprised that we see them here, but whatever.
Master Yinsen, excellent honor.
Hey there.
Sora's the kind of guy that would get you killed in a situation like this. Thankfully, Yinsen doesn't matter too much about it, but...
You are Sora. Now then, have you seen the king yet?
Yes, we did, Master, but we didn't get a chance to talk to him.
Yes, the king has been quite busy of late.
Same here, actually, below the recording.
It would seem that the task of instructing you 3 falls upon my shoulders. You have a perilous journey ahead of you. You must be well prepared.
You mean we have to go on another quest? I was looking forward to finding my friend Riku, so we could go back to the islands.
Yes, I know. However, everything in your journey, Sora, is connected. Whether you will find your way home to the islands, whether you will return alone or with your friend.
Now that kind of sounds like it's like, oh, your actions, well, your choices, how does Telltale put it? I forget, but your actions determine the events of the game. That definitely sounds something like that, but that's not the case at all. Or in any Kingdom Hearts game. Which is actually a little... It's a little bit upsetting, but considering the story, it's actually kind of good that it doesn't. Because then it would only be one canon, like, storyline, but you have a... Well, Infamous kind of does the same thing as well, but there's only 2 endings, so it's 1 of 2, so. But with this, it could have a bunch of different endings, considering the things that can happen.
This book contains valuable knowledge you will need for your journey.
You do not need this information.
Read it carefully. Once you have finished, we will speak of the enemies you will surely confront.
I had to get that cough out, but we'll read that in a little bit. Let me get this map real quick. And yes, I actually will read it, but if you don't want me to, read it, then just skip over it. You guys can look at it if you're on, your computer, then you can, but if you're on anything else, then unfortunately not. The beginning. Each journey gives rise to chance encounters? That's weird. And each encounter brings forth a farewell. When a farewell leads to a journey, the worlds open their hearts. There are those chosen by the light and those ensnared by darkness. Friends who share the same bonds, though their paths may differ. When you doubt the path trod, I have never used this word before in my life. Thus far, when the hand you held is lost to you, gaze anew at the heart that once was, for all the answers are within. Okay, and these things aren't really that long, or at least the beginning isn't. The interlude. A long dream, a sad farewell hanging in the air in that world between. What is reality? What is illusion? The path chosen by the young boy leads to his memories. When caught in the stream of the days and nights going past, gaze anew at your steps, for there all confusion will end. By the way, this is a really thick book, but considering that there's only like 3 chapters to it, there's not a lot. It's not a lot. The future story. Will a day come when this battle born of confusion will end? It is different things to different people. Can the reality be that which is hidden? The reason is mere existence. Still, memories can be believed. Be not afraid. Entrust your body to the soothing waves of your memories. By and by, your fleeting rest will be over, and everything will begin. To be honest, I have no idea what any of this has to do with anything. Maybe it's hinting at something, but you do not need this information at all, or at least to my knowledge you don't. I've never really needed the information, so.
But wait a sec, how come the Heartless are still running around?
Your past endeavors did prevent an immense effusion of Heartless from the Great Darkness. Make no mistake about that. However, the Heartless are darkness made real, and darkness yet lingers in every heart. The Heartless are fewer, but while darkness exists in a single heart, it will be difficult to eliminate them.
Yeah, that's kind of impossible.
Gorge, that must mean if everybody's heart was full of light, them Heartless would go away.
That is correct, but that's impossible.
Now, it is time to speak of the enemies that you will encounter.
And by the way, even though he said that the Heartless are fewer, I mean, they're still kind of the same number as you would expect from Kingdom Hearts 1, so it's not really fewer.
If one such as you, Donald, yields to the darkness in their heart, they too will become a Heartless.
And of course, you had to use Donald as an example.
The Heartless are always
Donald, to be
lurking
honest,
and
out of the
never
3 is
seeking
more
to capture
expected
new
than
hearts. Never
the
let your
other
guard
2.
down. Now then. At times, if someone with a strong heart and will, be they evil or good, becomes a Heartless, the empty shell they leave behind begins to act with a will of its own. An empty vessel whose heart has been stolen away. A spirit that goes on, even as its body fades from existence.
So, even though this is a thing without a heart, it's not a Heartless, it's a nobody. And the other thing has a heart. Or at least most of them do. There are certain brands that don't have them, or just one brand of Heartless that don't have hearts, but we're not going to get into that.
Nobody.
That was really just discussing
They don't
days.
exist.
Again, I'm making more conversations about days.
The being you see before you is known as a dusk. They are the most common form of nobody. But there are others, some larger, some with frightening and unique powers.
And that is very true. Some of the other nobodies are quite,
On your journey,
not really frustrating
you will meet
entirely,
an
they're just really
army number of
difficult to fight.
dusks. They will all attempt to do you harm. Still, they are nothing but empty shells, destined to return to darkness. But the beings you see before you now are different. These powerful nobodies have formed a group called Organization 13. It commands the lesser nobodies.
Organization 13.
They would have no reason to know it, so if that's what you're trying to imply, I don't know why you're asking.
They can think and plan, and it seems they are working towards a goal. What that goal is, we do not know. The king sensed the danger and journeyed forth to fight it. He found the Dark Realm's Keyblade and with it closed the door. Now he's traveling from world to world, fighting the Heartless as he seeks the answer to the riddle of the Nobodies and Organization 13.
Which is pretty much the time gap between 1 and now.
Then I guess we better go find the king first.
But where could he be?
Well, we won't know till we look.
Yeah, and the king must know where Riku is, because the two of them were together in the Realm of Darkness when we closed the door.
By the way, I feel like Realm of Darkness should be capitalized, but for
So,
some reason it's
Before
not.
you go, you will need more suitable traveling clothes. Those look a bit too small for you. Through there, you'll find 3 good fairies. If you ask, they'll create for you appropriate garments.
Yeah, it's not like they're not
We sure are
appropriate, they
growing
just don't
fast.
fit.
I guess.
Yeah, you're a grown boy. Alright, we can just keep going.
Me, you guys, Riku, and the king. I don't care who this organization is or what it's planning. With the 5 of us, I mean, 6 of us, there's nothing to worry about, right?
Yeah.
So, if you couldn't tell, that's not exactly correct. Sora is 1, you guys, Donald and Goofy is, 2, so that makes 3. Riku and the King, that makes 5. It is 5, not 6. I don't know why he said 6. Maybe it's because his brain might not be in the best of state. Granted, if you were stuck in like a capsule for a year and you couldn't do anything, you probably would be a little bit messed up too. Like, you're kind of stuck there for a year. You kind of can't do anything. And not only that, your brain's getting tampered with pretty much because your memories have to be changed and all that. So, yeah, if Sora were to come out not as smart as he was in 1, then it makes sense.
Oh, that will never do.
I'd like to point out the whole problem with his costume was the fact that it was too small, not the color of it.
But don't you like this better?
Hold on.
Are you certain? Blue.
I do like the blue one the best out of the 3, but that's not really important. But at the same time, you can't just have all of them the same color.
Did you just decide?
Oh, well.
Plus, you never even asked Sora of his opinion. Granted, he wouldn't really know what exactly he would want.
And no more
But
squabbling. Oh my.
Oh, it's lovely.
Oh yes, he does look very dashing.
And there's a lot of people's favorite costume for Sora.
Now those aren't ordinary garments.
They have very special powers. Take the orb, dear.
And watch what happens.
That's kind of implying that his drive gauge isn't filled all the way. And that he didn't just automatically activate it by grabbing one of those, which is not how that works, because you have to manually activate it. Also, with this form, which is Valor form, you have to use Goofy in order to use it, but Goofy's still here, which the game... Yeah, this game... Well, this cutscene does not have a very good job of explaining this.
Discover what they are as you continue on your journey.
And also, it showed that Sora was a little bit exhausted while using it. There's not really anything from that either. So, again, this cutscene very poorly... it very poorly shows how Valor form works. But, whatever. We got a new Keyblade as well, which we can't use, unfortunately. And also, all these, reference, like, other drive forms. Like this one, an image of the Keyblade, unleashes its ultimate power. That's one form. Of you possessing all abilities flows into your mind. I don't know what that one is. Old powers. That, I know what that one is. Magic to its fullest... Yeah, I know what that one is. That one's Valor form. And then this one... Yeah, that's also another drive form, which I'm not really going to go into because I'm going to leave that as a surprise in case it ever does show up. I have a feeling it will at some point. Huh? Sora, I think you dropped something. Huh? It must have fallen out of your pocket. What is it? Part of a picture? I mean, I don't know what that is. It's just there. Is this a gift too? Oh, we don't know anything about that. But if you found it in your pocket, it must have something to do with your adventure. I mean, you don't have to collect those, but it's kind of just there. Hold on to it, dear. In fact, you should hold on to any more other same difference pieces you come across on your journey. By the way, this is kind of like the only cutscene you're in after this. I'll make sure to note them in my journal. But yeah, that's a puzzle piece, which for some reason we have. Literally, we have it for some reason. It's not explained. It's like, oh, you dropped something. Oh, what's this? Did you guys give this to us? No. What is it? No, I don't know.
It's the gummy ship.
And don't worry, the gummy ship is way better in this game than 1. Oh, and also, it is returning in 3, which, what a big surprise that is.
Now, just a moment. Because of your previous
Yeah, I can tell. They want to leave just like I do. We're almost at 20 minutes now, and we haven't done any fighting. Like I said, cutscenes, they can be bad. That's like half of... That's like either 2/3 or a half of my video.
If what the king suspected proves true, the worlds have prepared new pathways along which you may travel. These pathways may be utilized by unlocking special gates. How these gates are opened, I'm afraid I do not know.
We basically just
However,
drive
the
through them.
Keyblade will serve as your guide. When a beam of light radiates from the Keyblade, return to the gummy ship. Though the worlds may seem far apart and out of reach, they nonetheless remain connected by invisible ties, as do our hearts.
Our hearts are connected.
That is correct.
Got it.
But be warned, as you proceed, the heartless and the nobodies will be using their own paths. Corridors of darkness to travel from world to world. They may be attempting to link these dark pathways to the gates between the worlds.
That's not fair.
So basically doing the same thing you guys are doing.
That is all.
That's kind of fair, actually.
To you. Go forth Sora,
Well, I guess they're trying to get more than one entryway. Maybe that's what
everyone
they're
is
saying, but
waiting.
even then,
Okay, let's get going.
I mean, like, if they're trying to be fair, then...
We sure do appreciate the help.
But again, you shouldn't really be trying to get anything to be fair. Basically, I remember some expression. I don't know who said it, but I remember the expression was,
My goodness, what's that?
if you went into a battle and it ends up being fair, you didn't prepare enough. It's something like that, and it was said by somebody. I don't know who, but that's pretty much the phrase. And if it's fair,
Haven't we
you didn't
seen this
prepare
somewhere
enough.
before?
Yes, dear. I wonder whose it was.
Again, birth by sleep. I'm going to be referencing previous games a lot.
Doesn't remember her name.
So, that's going to be annoying, but it's important. They're all important.
Oh no, the memories are coming back. What'll we do? Oh, what'll we do?
Also, I kind of like to call some bull here. How does someone just come back because you remember who they are?
You should tell Master Yen Sid.
Yes.
I mean, if that was the case, then a particular character from one of the game that would also, she would also come back. I'm not going to say who it is because, you know, people wouldn't remember who she is, but still, it's stupid. Unless this is trying to make it some form of movie reference, which I wouldn't understand, then, you know.
Howdy, Sora. How you doing? It's your favorite dummy engineers here, ready for duty. Chip and Dale. Happy flying.
By the way, I don't know why it's only these text cutscenes that are only in, what is it?
That's no good.
Only with audio, but the other ones don't.
I think it's a world we know.
Maybe it's because, like, maybe they might not have enough money for something like that. That could easily make sense, honestly. But, anyways, we're going to be going into Hollow... do I want to leave that as a separate episode? Huh. You know what? I will. I will leave it as a separate episode. Just to have Hollow Bastion as one full episode, instead of me having to cut it, like, there, and then having to do something else. So, I know this is like a really short episode compared to normal, and we didn't really do much, but in the next episode, we're going to be going into Hollow Bastion, and until next video, take care.